This is San Diego News Daily.
Hello and welcome to San Diego News Daily. I'm Monica Hernandez. A $35 million claim has been filed against the city of San Diego by a 70-year-old man who tripped on the base of a parking meter that had been removed from a Mission Hills sidewalk. The man says he tripped and fell on that raised metal base with exposed bolts. The man suffered a broken neck and back. He was hospitalized for 18 days. His attorney is seeking accountability and damages and claims that there are many other hazards like this in Mission Hills, Hillcrest, and near Balboa Park.
They protrude the sidewalks about 1.5 to 2 inches, and they're quite dangerous. The city needs to get out there and make sure that they're taking out these bases from the sidewalks.
The attorney says the parking meter his client tripped over had been removed more than a year prior. Neither the city nor the city attorney's office is commenting on the claim. Work is officially underway to rebuild an important storm channel in San Diego. We're talking about Chollas Creek. Specifically, crews from the nonprofit Groundwork San Diego Chollas Creek are working on removing concrete from about a quarter mile of the creek. They say natural ground will clean the water and the soil and plants will slow the flow of the water, especially when there's a storm. As we've reported, San Diego has budget issues and miles of channels that need attention.
I think the city is doing its best. It's trying to secure $1 billion in funding ultimately for our stormwater shortfall. And I think that's why they're looking to community nonprofit partners to try to bring extra funds.
Groundwork San Diego says they are also planting hundreds of trees to help with erosion and habitat restoration. If you think you're seeing more coyotes than normal lately, you're not wrong. The Humane Society says it is the end of breeding season and new coyote pups are on the move. They're also getting closer to people than they used to because of a process called habituation. This is when coyotes lose their fear of humans. Experts say making loud noises and waving your arms can maintain this fear, but that may be tricky right now.
Because this time of year is when they're teaching the pups how to forage, how to thrive in our environment here, that's when it's best to just kind of leave them alone and leave them to do their thing and move on.
The Humane Society says we are going to keep seeing more coyotes until the peak season ends at the end of summer. Encinitas completed bike lanes just last year, and now it's moving forward with a plan to redo some of them. About a dozen people protested in front of City Hall this week before a special council session concerning the design change in Santa Fe Drive's bike lane. Last March, the council voted to remove the protected bike lane in front of San Diego High School. The council voted 4-1 to adopt a tweak to the already revised plan. Demonstrators tried to convince the council to leave it as is, but the mayor says it impedes safety services and creates more problems than solutions.
It's tragic and heartbreaking, completely short-sighted that the city council today is going to spend more of our taxpayer dollars to rip out a bike lane that we know saves lives.
We're looking at overall safety. Overall safety means, can we get ambulances to and from the hospital down there?
The entire corridor project will cost more than $4 million. The cost to redo it is estimated at $3.5 million. The mayor says he expects the project to be completed in the next 18 months. This morning, 4 people are charged in connection with hate crimes in Hillcrest. Investigators say 2 businesses and 3 people were pelted with eggs shortly before midnight last Saturday. Police credit license plate reader cameras for leading them to the suspects. And as NBC 7's Dave Summers explains, that's not all the help they had.
Mo Gurton's popular gossip grill was one of the targets of last Saturday's drive-by egg throwing.
Next time, it might not be an egg. It might not be a pellet gun. It might be bullets.
The whole thing was caught on a number of bar security cameras. The video shows 4 eggs thrown from the passenger side at 3 people standing outside, then dropping to the ground.
When you're getting eggs pelted at you, it's just that you don't really know what's happening. And then they're screaming profanities out the window.
The head of Gossip Girl Security, Dwayne Wynn, wasted no time. From the video, he was able to read the vehicle license plate. He immediately called it into police.
And I was able to give that to them and then through their network, they were able to track them down out in PB.
3 hours later, 3 adults and 1 juvenile were arrested. Police say they also had evidence of the crime in their vehicle.
2 years ago, the VIP host here at Rich's nightclub was severely injured by a gel pellet attack. 3 other businesses were hit that night. It was a wake-up call to the community. Many businesses, including Gossip Grill, added several cameras to their security. Gossip Grill went from a half-dozen cameras to 42.
I'm the only women's bar in San Diego. I am one of 3 in California and one of 37 in the United States. I take everything seriously because I have to.
Police are taking it just as seriously. While egg throwing may be just a prank steeped in high school tradition, the suspects have been charged with civil rights violations. If convicted, the punishment can be more severe.
They did this specifically in the neighborhood to try and instill fear in us.
Wynn says the community has been fighting hate for decades, and as a result, it is much better prepared. Dave Summers, NBC 7.
NBC 7 meteorologist Brooke Martell will have a look at your weather right after this.
You count on breaking news.
People running in the streets, they have their kids, they have their pets.
And help preparing for the unexpected.
Small fire right now, we'll keep an eye on it.
You count on stories from your community. You count on getting different points of view.
We're still human.
And your voice being heard.
We need help.
You count on in-depth reporting.
It's a mess, and it's making people sick.
Because you know the whole story is more than just the headline. This is coverage you count on, only on NBC 7 and Telemundo 20.
Happy Saturday. Taking a look at your local weather headlines. It is going to be a little bit cooler this weekend. You're going to notice that more tomorrow, and we have stronger onshore flow, those westerly winds that will be prominent over the mountains. And we also have that wind advisory over the desert region. Chance of drizzle later tonight into tomorrow morning, even the chance for maybe some light rain. For Mission Beach today, moderate rip current risk, wave heights from 2 to 4 feet. This really goes for the entire coastline. High tide peaking just before 11 a.m. this morning, and then low tide is back around 2:45 this afternoon. Hourly forecast looks like this. So we're hovering right around those upper 60s to about 70 degrees going into your afternoon. It's going to be nice. Expect some of the clouds to kind of linger throughout the morning along the coastline and then get that mix of clouds and sunshine by this afternoon. If you're heading to Petco Park today, first pitch 5:40 this evening. Padres taking on the Dodgers once again. Low 70s here, and then we're looking at some mid to upper 60s heading into this evening with that cloud cover. 60s and 70s up and down the coastline. We'll have 70s to about 80 degrees over your inland valleys, and we'll get back to those 60s today over the mountains, plus some 70s mixed in there. Not quite as hot over the desert region, right around those mid 90s, and that is where we have that wind advisory in effect through tomorrow morning at 11. Wind conditions, again, 20 to 30 miles per hour, but it's those winds that could gust up to about 45, maybe even 55 miles per hour. Why is this problematic? It's because we have lower humidity levels there. Even for the desert region, we know it's dry, but that does increase our fire risk. I'll show you more details on that in just a moment. But here's a look at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. You can see it'll be breezy, even gusty at times over the mountains. Definitely the case over the desert region. By about 5, 6 o'clock tonight, you'll notice that cloud cover off the coast. It's going to start to push towards the coastline over the valleys. As we get into tonight, increased cloud cover extending beyond the coast into the interior, and then we start to see the chance for some of the drizzle, the mist, the light rain in the overnight hours, but also heading into your Sunday morning around 8, 9 o'clock before we get some better chances for clearing heading into the afternoon. So back to the fire weather forecast quickly. You can see this is by about midnight, and actually we're going to be seeing the increased fire risk going into those hours, even for the desert region. You can see it's from high to extreme. We even have it at a moderate level in some cases, but like I mentioned, we're not getting that good recovery with the humidity in the overnight hours. Cooler temperatures, we have the winds going. That's what's elevating the fire weather risk for us over that portion of the county. In the meantime, we're cooling down for other areas over the valleys, over the mountains because of this low. So we kind of have a mixed bag of things going on. We have the increased westerly flow, and then we also have those cooler daytime highs, the chance for drizzle, mist west of the mountain communities, but dry conditions over the desert region. 10-day forecast looks like this. We stay pretty consistent temperature-wise between Sunday into Tuesday, and then we'll gradually start start to warm up as we get into next weekend. Same thing for the mountain communities, spending some time in the 60s there over the next few days. And the desert region, you're getting that relief from the heat, getting away from the triple digits, hanging on to some 90s as we get into about midweek before we see the return of those triple digits. Monica.
All right, Brooke, thank you. Today, a popular Balboa Park attraction is celebrating its grand reopening this weekend. The Fleet Science Center is showing off a multi-million-dollar makeover. It's first in decades. We got a sneak peek at some of the new exhibits. Take a look here. The Great Hall is full of experiments with a San Diego twist, and the old entry rotunda has been transformed into Mind Bender Mansion.
There's an opportunity to come in and test your brain out in some puzzles and brain teasers and see if you have what it takes to join the Mindbender Society. You will be shocked at what the place looks like inside. New exhibits, much more stuff. And if you haven't been here in a while, we've got some things we're quietly adding in that you will absolutely see that are brand new.
Lots of fun. To celebrate the grand reopening, admission to the Fleet is half off this weekend for San Diegans, as well as military and students. There is more coverage you count on at NBC7.com. I'm Monica Hernandez. Thanks for watching.